everyone and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to get into anesthetics training as an IMG. So I've recently gotten a post in core anesthetics training and I wanted to share how to get into the training program. We all know that it's a difficult program to get into. It is one of the most competitive programs that the UK training has to offer, and I wanted to share my journey with you guys in this video. I have divided the video into two parts. So the first part, I'm going to be talking about the basic pathway of how to get into the training, and then second part, I'm going to be talking about my personal experience, what I did, and how I went about getting into the training program. I also have made a few other videos with regards to the MSRA preparation and anesthetic interview preparations, which will be coming soon. I already have uploaded the MSRA one above in the card, you can see, or in the description box below. And let's just quickly dive into the video because I want to keep this one short. Alright, so the steps of getting into anesthetics program is basically to take the MSRA exam, which is an exam which is taken by everybody. If you want details, I've already told, just go and watch that video, explain what it is, how the exam happens, and all those kind of things. The second part is you getting an enough score to get the interview, and then afterwards the game starts from the interview. Previously, the anesthetics training program had the same kind of interview scoring matrix like surgery, and where you had to score certain points by doing certain things, and I'll be linking down below the self-scoring matrix down below as well. And you then had scored, if you had scored enough, then you would get an interview. The interview was in person, and then by that way you would get into the training program if you scored high enough. However, after COVID, they have changed the entire pattern of getting into the training program, and there isn't a lot of guidelines with the updated sort of way to get into the training program. However, the ENRO website, which is the Anesthetics Natural Recruitment online website, it is one of the best resources to guide you for the changing processes. But again, the step-by-step and preparation process is very different from everybody else who I had met, who had previously gotten in. By the way, none of them were IMGs. So once you've done your MSRA and you've gotten an interview, you will then appear in the interview, which has two parts. There's 15 minutes of clinical scenarios and 15 minutes of portfolio bits. So the 15 minutes of clinical scenario, I shall be talking about in another video because, as I said, I want to keep this video short. But we're going to be talking about in this video the portfolio bits, which you can do in advance. When you appear in the interview, you have to have that stuff when you start speaking in the interview. So I'll be linking down the scoring matrix below, how they score you. They don't ask for any evidence, but I would not tell you to lie. You should have all of these things in place, because when you start your training program, you are expected to do the similar things each year, and if you haven't done it before in a training program, you will be having less guidance to do those things. So make sure that you do all the things such as audits, QIPs. I'm not going to say go ahead and do an actual research because that's too impossible. With the ethical stuff, it's not possible, but doing an audit, doing a QIP is a doable thing, achievable goals. You could delve into doing a PG cert if you're really into it, or if you are into doing academic writing. These are the two parts of the anesthetics interview, and then yeah, you just get in. I want to say it's easy because I've done it now, and I don't want to put anybody off when they watch this video because I want to keep, as I said, mentioning every time, very short video. But now I'm going to be talking about my experience of how I went about it. So what happened with me was I completed my CREST form. As an IMG, you should know by now, if you're watching this video, then you should definitely be having a CREST form already signed. But if you want to know more about the CREST form and how to get it signed and stuff, please comment down below and I will make a video about it. So after everything was signed off, I had prepared to appear in the first round last year. But then I got COVID. I was very sick for around 6 months. So I missed the first round, and then I appeared in the second round with no practice and no studying of any kind. It was kind of like a mock for myself. I appeared in it because I wanted to have the experience. So if you're somebody who is just about to consider anesthetics and have no preparation, I would advise you to take the MSRA exam, which is going to be happening in the next month. Just for the sake of practice and going through how to apply and all of that stuff. You might get an interview, which I did as well. And the benefits of doing all of that was I knew I wouldn't get in because half of my portfolio wasn't prepared at that time. I was obviously still very sick, thanks to COVID. But I still appeared in the exam. I was shortlisted. I got to the interview. I gave the interview. I had good marks in the interview. And then I realized once they scored me that I missed by 2 seats, which kind of shows you how competitive it is as a field to get into. But I didn't lose hope because that was my mock preparation. I thought I wouldn't even get an interview, so that was a good kind of a confidence boost. But that's my advice as well. So if you are thinking about it, do appear in the second round just right now, which is going to be happening in September, just for the sake of experience and going through it. You might get in, you never know, but you might not, and that's also absolutely fine, because the first round is the round where you have the maximum chance. You've got the maximum seats. The competition is slightly higher, but you've got the maximum seats, and you'll have a second go at the MSRA, and again a second attempt at the interview, which will definitely increase your chances of scoring high. Regards with cutoff, because ever since I put up my MSRA video, I have gotten some comments about the cutoff for MSRA scoring. Say for example, the maximum score for MSRA for that round is 700 and you scored 600, and the number of people who scored 600 were 25, and the rank for the score 600 is, I don't know, 12. And then every single person, like all the 25 people who scored 600 points, would then be ranked 12, if that makes sense. So 12, that mark would be same. How are you going to be different from those people who have scored the same marks in the MSRA exam? This is where the interview part comes in. And I cannot stress how important the interview part is, and the portfolio part is, and the clinical scenario part is. Coming up in the next week, I'll be uploading how to prepare for the clinical scenario bit of the interview, and then also upload the portfolio 15 minutes and how to basically structure your answers and sound a confident individual who's ready to take anesthetics as a specialty. And yeah, so that's what I did. That's how I got in. I hope that you guys got a gist of how to get into the training program. So you take the MSRA, you get a good score, you got invited to the interview, then you take the interview, and then your score of the MSRA and the score of the interview combined together rank you. Unfortunately, in this round, I've checked, there are only 25 seats. But as I said, my personal advice for you to be, if you have got a CREST form signed, take the test. See where you are. You'll know what your weaknesses and your strengths are, and you'll be able to prepare better for the first round, which will be your first proper attempt. So I hope that you guys like this video. If you found this video helpful, give the video a huge thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.